at the 100-metre marker. Zoustyle from Mauler. Zoustyle's in front. Mauler trying, but Zoustyle's one from Mauler.
Welcome to this week's edition of the Final Gallop. It is episode 225 and is proudly supported by the Brisbane Airport Hotels Group. Our sole racing focus this week is back in Brisbane on Saturday with 6 runners to saddle up at the Girls' Day Out meeting at Eagle Farm. Morning, Tony. While that's a racing focus, you'll also be heading to Melbourne for a big sale, for the big sale down there of the year, the English Premier Sale, which starts on Sunday.
Yeah, good morning, Claire. Good morning, everyone. Yeah, it will be. It's a good sale, this Melbourne Premier Sale. It's really built over the years, and graduates coming out of it now are exemplary. So it's a good bunch of horses down there. I get there very early on Friday. Hopefully John's done all the groundwork, which he normally has.
Yep.
And I can go through and look at his final list of horses that we possibly may or may not like, and put a good buying team together for this sale. Because I think it's a sale now. It really starts to stand out in the sales catalogue. You know, it's a really good sale. Plenty of good options there. There is value for money within the sale as well. So you're not always. We very rarely go there and try and buy the top end of the market. We go there and try and buy that middle market horse. And I think it's a good sale to go and purchase. So it's a busy weekend down and then back here for the Saturday races at Eagle Farm, where we've got a nice big team in.
We do. Last Saturday we had Zoustyle and Skirt the Law interstate. Not the results they were capable of for both different reasons.
Yeah, unfortunately Skirt the Law, she pulled up some significant bruising to an inside heel, which is really disappointing. But look, these things happen. We've all been racing long enough to know that, and possibly that combined with probably been having quite a deep prep, just caught her out, which was really disappointing at the time. I'm not going to lie, it certainly knocked us around a little bit. And then Zoustyle, I thought he ran the race of his life in the Oakley Plate. Hard to say he would have won, but I dare say he's right there, and the finish just rated that touch better. But very proud of his performance, and I know with Skirt the Law, she's going to come back an absolute gun filly. The right thing to do is to give her a spell now, which she will have a good couple of months off, which she hasn't had that for quite a long time. So she's going to bloom, and she's a filly we'll be talking a hell of a lot of come springtime. I'm no doubt about that.
Back on home turf at Doomben, Situation Room was quite the dominant winner, even from the outside gate.
Yeah, he was awesome. I said to the team that are involved in him, I wish I had a stable full of horses that tried or competed like him. I've had the blinkers on him for a while, and he's just been a little bit too competitive, particularly at the 1200s. We took them off on the weekend, and we were aided by a track that certainly favoured horses racing forward, and Ange just took all bad luck out of the equation. She crossed, but the way he came back and relaxed for her, they were never going to get past him. And in the run, he ran slick over all time, and he's just a real competitor. He certainly, when he come here, he's a homebred. He wasn't the fanciest sort of horse in the yard, but he just keeps on wanting to do the job. So really good, really congrats to his team of owners. They're a good bunch. They are. They've been Harvey, who's the main owner of him, bred the horse, so it's been a long range project. But fantastic to see him win a Saturday race.
Absolutely. Okay, let's preview our 6 runners for Saturday's Metro meeting at Eagle Farm. The rail will be in the 4-metre position. The track is currently rated a good 4 with mostly sunny conditions for the rest of the week, even though we're on an overcast day here today. What are your thoughts on how the Eagle Farm track has been playing lately?
Yeah, it's been playing really well. I mean, you still do have that horse for courses scenario with it. It is a sand profile, and you still get the odd horse. It doesn't let down quite as good as when they get across the road to Doomben, but overall it's a far better service than what we've seen previously, and it's racing really well. It's quite funny, the riders would want to get off the fence, then the winner will come back up the inside later. We've seen Jimmy Orman get up the inside on one late the other week there and win from back. So I think it's actually racing fairer than the riders are giving it credit for, to be honest. I think it's racing really well, this track.
We will start with race 2, which is the QTIS Jewel Prelude, a 3-year-old quality over the 1,000 metres. We have 2 runners in this. All that Pizzazz will start with 58 kilos. Ben Thompson will ride him from barrier 4. He's currently paying $8 to win and $2.30 for the place. He's building a fairly good record, this horse, with 3 wins already from 7 starts. He will be first up on Saturday, first time to Eagle Farm, but he is coming off a nice trial at Deegan last week.
Yeah, he's only coming off a light fresh, and we sort of he come back from a really promising 2-year-old winter performance, winter preparation. He came back and he just wasn't quite himself in the summer. He didn't look himself. He raced well without having that killer punch that he can have, but he was in some really good races. I mean, he ran up against Golden Boom fresh up, and you know, they were tough races. This is certainly not that level of race. So the idea was to back off him just in enough time to have him in the paddock for a little bit, back working around to get him ready for this race, then hopefully the dual final. I think it's fair to say that the 1,000 is probably as short as he wants. Once we get to that 1,200, which is 2 weeks' time, that's when he's going to be bang on. But this race maps beautifully for him. If there's ever a horse on the map that's going to get the right run, it's him. He'll ping the lids really well. There's good speed. He'll be able to lob just in behind that pressure, and you know he's going to be strong late. I think he's a really, really solid chance here.
The other runner we have is Deer Trail. He'll carry 56 kilos. Dale Smith will ride in barrier 3. He's currently paying $8 to win and $2.30 for the place as well. He had a really good first racing prep in the spring with 2 strong finishing wins and had a soft jump out on Tuesday to get ready.
Yeah, we did. We tuned him up nicely Tuesday. Just went back on him. Dale Smith got the sit on him. He was riding him Saturday and just popped up behind a few bums there in the straight. Just let him work home nice. He looks great. He's prepped up beautifully. His only blot on his copybook has been Eagle Farm. He was ridden up on speed that day, and it was a messy race. It was a riderless horse, and it was just an awful race when the winner come from well back. He's far better ridden back, a bit quieter and running on. I think he's an exceptionally nice horse, this. Is he as nice at Eagle Farm as he is across the road at Doomben? Look,
we'll find out.
We don't know, but I think ridden correctly, he can be. I think so. We'll just sit back off what's going to be a good speed here. These 3,500, they always run them along at a decent clip, and this race will be no different. He'll just sit back off that speed. He'll be very strong late. He's in for a really good preparation. It's unfortunate we can't go to the final with him not being not a QTIS horse in 2 weeks, but he's a horse we've got a fair bit of time for. He could even land in Sydney at some stage during this carnival. He's a horse I really like, so he's certainly on trial to see where we take him over the next month prior to our winter carnival beginning here.
Okay, how are you going to split these two on Saturday?
Yeah, it's a tricky one. That it's a very tricky one. I'm probably gonna lean with the map here. I don't know, to be honest. I'm probably going to put all that Pizzazz maybe just on top, but I'm very happy with Deer Trail, and he's such an untapped racehorse. He could really get somewhere, this horse, and particularly when he gets to 1,400, I think. So, yeah, I'm a bit conflicted, but gun to my head, I'll go all that Pizzazz.
Race 4 is the QTIS Jewel Prelude for the 2-year-old fillies, a plate over 1,000 metres. Giliana will run in this, 56.5 kilos. Stephanie Thornton will ride from barrier 1. She's currently paying $7 to win and $2.20 for the place. Another of our 2-year-olds to emerge for the season, and she is a half-sister to Garibaldi. She's really come along this prep, looked good in a jump out on Tuesday, strong through the line. Yeah,
she's a nice filly. She's got a bit of a way to go yet. Garibaldi won his first start at Eagle Farm, actually over 1,000 metres, so hence why I'm probably leaning towards this way. But she's not probably quite like him yet. She's still very babyish, this filly. She will get better. She's a really nice filly. A lot of time for her. Physically she's changed, but she's got a lot of change to go. She's grown up a lot in that last break, and I really think probably in the next preparation then you're going to see quite a nice filly, and she'll keep on getting better. She's a filly I really like. She's above average. She's at least city class, so she's definitely not out of her depth running in this race. It's just how well she can execute the race. She's still learning. She's not a speed filly. She'll be just off them, but she'll really finish off. If we can be able to give her enough room, and funny enough, these Eagle Farm 2-year-old races, they do get a bit of room. It's a big wide track. They tend to give each other a bit of space, and hence why I'm going here rather than looking at a midweek with a rail ride out where they'll dense up a lot more. So I think this is the right start-off point for her. She's got the ability. I just want to see her execute well.
Race 8 is the Open Handicap over the 1,200 metres. Hilal will run in this. He is our friend, having a chat to his friend over at the back of the box there. He'll carry 58.5 kilos, and with Angela Jones's 2 kilo claim, he will jump from barrier 12. He's currently paying $2.90 to win and $1.40 for the place. He is a newcomer to our stable this preparation and a Group 2 winner as a 3-year-old, and a number of times hasn't been far off Animo, so we know he's got plenty of ability. He has trialled and jumped out really well for us, including a jump out win on Tuesday.
Yeah, he's a really nice horse. He's had 3 jump outs or trials since we've had him, and each one he's gotten better and better. He's a bloody nice horse. He's got a good record. He's got a very good beaten record. Even on his win, he's got a lot better record than a lot of the horses in this race. Hence why he's got to carry that weight. Angie's claim gets him in beautifully. She knows him. She sits on him. She sat on him a lot of times in track work. She jumped him out on Tuesday, so she's got a good feel for the horse. The barrier does make it a little bit trickier than I want, and it's a deep enough open for this time of the year for what we call off-season racing. You know, I suppose a lot of them are thinking how they run into him, and then he's thinking how we run into a few of these others. So it looks a good up-tempo run race. Look, like how we ride him and just where we get is probably my only issue. He'll just step forward here, and then Ange has plenty of time to sum up where she's going to be. But he is going very well. Any luck from the gate, he runs right into this. He's a quality horse, and I'm super happy the way that he's coming up for me.
Race 9 is the Class 6 plate over 1400 metres. We have 2 runners. We'll start with Rock Amore. He'll carry 59 kilos. Jim Byrne on board, barrier 18. He's currently paying $11 to win and $3.50 for the place. He's been in career best form with 2 wins and also a very close second last start, which was at this track and trip. The draw won't help his chances though.
No, it doesn't, but the start helps you. 7 furlong start, Eagle Farm. It's a beauty. It's our Stradbroke start. They get a good run to that first corner. Nice slight dog leg onto the track, and then a really good run down to that corner. So I'm not going to blame the barriers too much here. I think Jimmy Byrne is a right rider for a horse like this. He's a horse you've got to niggle along a little bit. If anything, when Jimmy rode him the other day, he probably tried to ride him a little bit too good. He didn't give the leader enough credit, which was stuttering, which is in the same race. But he should step well, this horse. I'd want him pressed hard that first half furlong, which is that's it gets him into his races. He can handle Eagle Farm, we know that. 1400's right in his sweet spot. He's up in the weights in these sorts of races, but he's earned it, so that's just where he's at. I think he's over the odds. He's a definite each way chance, because you know he's going to be really tough for the line. He's got a real renewed toughness this prep. He's racing very consistent.
Second runner we have is Tilianam. She'll carry 53.5 kilos with Angela Jones's 2 kilo claim, barrier 14. She's currently paying $3.90 a win and $1.80 for the place. Broke a run of close placings with a strong win last start at Doomben over the 1350. And just building a good association with her now, but we'll have to overcome another tricky draw.
Yeah, they haven't done us any favours with the barriers at all in this race, but like I just spoke of before, it's that good start. So she's the weighted horse in the race, really. Like, she's a quality mare.
Yep.
She's right down in the weights, already under a plate condition, then you get the claim allowance as well. So she's beautifully placed with the lightweight. That can get you a long way. You know, them other horses have to carry that weight, so Ange can afford to. Even if she's a little bit wide, she can afford to press the button because she hasn't got much weight in her back.
Yep.
So I'd imagine she posses up somewhere in the first 3 pairs, just in behind. What'll have to be a bit of a speed, because those horses are going to have to use some petrol up to get across. We'll somehow find the back of them or a pair back behind that, and provided we can get in that first 3 pairs somewhere with the lightweight, she'll sprint really quickly. I do have a slight query at the 1400 with her.
Yeah.
She saw the 1350 out all right at Doomben, and she's run second at Flemington over 1400. So maybe it's just me, and maybe I shouldn't be worried. But I think if she's going to see it out, she'll see it out now, because she's awfully fit and healthy. So for that reason, I know Rock Amore knocked her off 2 starts ago when I thought that she couldn't get beat. Yeah. I'm going to stick with Tilianam again with the lightweight.
Okay.
I think she'll stalk on the back of this good speed. A big field will generate a bit of pressure in this race as well. I think Ange will get her into the right spot, and she'll be Johnny on the spot to sprint.
Okay. We are into the final furlong of this week's Final Gallop. Who do you think your best winning chance at Eagle Farm on Saturday is?
I think it's Hilal. I think he's my best winning chance. I really like the horse, and he's a class above the horse he's racing. I think we'll see that Saturday.
I hope he's listening.
He is.
He is. Okay, your best each way chance?
My best each way chance. That's a little bit trickier on the weekend. I'm probably going to go with, I don't know which way to go, those 2 3-year-olds in the first. I think they're both outstanding chances of winning the race, let alone running top 3. But I'll stick with all that Pizzazz. I think he just maps well. I can't see why he wouldn't run top 3.
Okay. And who do you think your best is at the provincials over the next few days?
Well, this might be a bit of a brave one. So Julie Elected's flying, and Rabunkel was very good in that maiden. I'm sure it's a good form maiden. So they're both in the same race. So I'm not going to tip either one of them, but that's a deep maiden on Friday night.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with Punt Your Way Out.
Okay.
I know. I think his first up run was outstanding. He's trained on beautifully. Young kid riding, it's his first ride for us, Bailey Wheeler. He's riding in good form, and if you can be a bit patient on him early, I think the rail's back in the true up there, which I wish that's where it was last Sunday, which it wasn't. I think it's the one. So Punch Your Way Out Friday night. Okay,
and your best track worker this week?
Best track worker this week, well, the horses that are going to town, a lot of them jumped out. Giliana jumped out and Hilal jumped out. I was super happy with his working gallop over the road. But I thought of the track workers, I thought Tilianam, she's just right up to the mark. She worked with Argyle Pink, it was just really nice work. So I'd say Tilianam's as good as what we had for what we asked her to do.
Okay, and your performance from the stable for the week?
Oh, it was just situation room. Obviously, it was one of those days where you just kept on getting kicked in the you-know-where on Saturday, so it wasn't ideal. But I thought Situation Room was great. He's a trier, and it's just good to see that horse really get that Saturday win. And off that win, it won't be his last either. So, now Situation Room for me, he was my win of the week or performance of the week.
Okay, it is time for Cav's Corner, which is supported by the Brisbane Airport Hotels Group. He was unlucky last week with his first lead, Julie Elected.
No, he got it because you actually get the multi. I'm going to say it's on technicality. It's like, I don't know. It's like winning because the other fighter slipped over and hit his head or something. But he's got it. He got paid out. So he got paid out $5. So good on you, Cav. Okay. It's amazing.
Well, his second leg saluted as well, which was Island Magic. Let's see what he has for us this week.
Welcome to Cav's Corner for this week. I hope you followed last week. A little $5 dividend there last week for the dollar outlay, although we had a late scratching in the first leg of the multi, but we still got it. This week I'm going to go to Caloundra on Friday night, duly elected, and then we'll venture to Eagle Farm on Saturday and we'll go Hilal. Both for a win. Good punting, guys.
So he has gone duly elected again. She might get to the races this week.
Well, she got to the races. Well, she did get to the races the other day. In fairness, today she got to Lismore.
Yeah.
They were at Ballina. They transferred to Lismore. We got to Lismore, and never stopped raining there. And it went from a good 3 to a heavy 9.
Yep.
So we scratched her and brought her all the way home. So she's done a bit of travelling in the last week.
She has.
But she worked awfully sharp here Tuesday morning.
His second leg is Hilal to win. So I really hope he's listening. There is absolutely no pressure on him at all now. None.
He's probably with his win ratio doesn't need any pressure either. But no, I think he's up to the mark. This bloke. He's going to enjoy the drop down from group racing to Saturday handicaps at Eagle Farm.
Absolutely will. Anyway, good luck on Saturday, Tony, and then securing some more quality yearlings down at the Melbourne English Premier Sale.
Yeah, thanks, Claire. Everyone has a great weekend, but definitely get in touch with us, guys, if you want to get involved in these Melbourne yearlings. As all the sales have proceeded so far, they've been going really, really quickly, and we apologise for the people that have emailed in for a share and missed out on the horse that they've wanted. So really, when they go out to you, just jump on as quickly as you can if you really like those horses, because there's some terrific yearlings to be bought again this weekend.
Best of luck to everyone on Saturday.